Okay, so hello guys. So today's problem of the day in the Leetcode is partition array according to given pivot. Okay, so what's the question is basically that we will given an array and a pivot point, and we have to just arrange the array according to the pivot. Okay, so let's just understand the question, and you can read the question in Leetcode. Okay, so in the question we have given a nums array and we have given pivot point. So what we have to do basically, if we have to arrange the array, this nums array, according to this pivot point. Okay, so how we will arrange? Basically what we have to do, basically the all the numbers in this nums array lesser than pivot should be at the left side, and all the number greater than the pivot should be at the right side, and equals are always with the pivot. Okay, so if I write the answer, so it will be like all the number lesser than pivot. So 9 is less, okay, 5 is less, okay, and 3 is less, okay, and if I say that none other number is less, so simply then equal numbers are written. So 10 are equal, and then the greater are, so 12 is greater and 14 is greater. So if you see, this is the output that we are going to get. So let's just make it big. So yeah, you can see it. So this is the output that we are going to get. You can see it here also. Okay, so this is the output we are getting, because here you can see that less number, that is 953. Okay, here these are lesser number than 10 pivot element, and these are greater, and these are equal. So we have to arrange this array according to this. Okay, so you got the question. Okay, so you got the explanation. Okay, so let's just move on the approach. Okay, so I have written the array and I have written the pivot point. So basically what we have to basically arrange the elements. Okay, so what we will do, we will take a array. Okay, so we will take an array, and first basically what we'll do, we will take two pointers, that is less will be equals to 0, that will take care of lesser basically element, and greater, that will simply equals to last element. Okay, so it will simply take care of the whole greater elements. Okay, so what we'll do, let's just make a array and then we'll do. Okay, yeah, I have made this array. Okay, so let's just do what we are going. So we will take two pointers at here also, I for j. Okay, that is simply j would be at last. So whenever we encounter, we will simply move I and j. Whenever we encounter the lesser element, we will simply check for I. Okay, if the nums of I is smaller than pivot, we will simply put the values in this array. Okay, so 9 is smaller, then we will simply put the values. Okay, then we will move I. Okay, move I and j will move every time. Okay, and we will take this lesser element here also. We will simply write the value at lesser. Less would be at simply 0, and greater would be at simply here at last. Okay, so we will simply move the less also at next index. Okay, so simply the value, then we will check if the value at j also is basically greater than, no, it is not greater than, simply move this. Okay, so simply we will check if the I is greater than, is smaller than, no, it is not smaller than, we will simply move. Okay, and then we will simply check if the j is greater than, j will always check for greater. Okay, so if j is greater than pivot, no, it will simply move. Then we will simply check I is smaller than basically this pivot. Okay, so simply it will write here I is smaller, then simply it will write here 5. Okay, and we will move less would be at third index, and if j is also greater, then simply we can write j also, so it will simply write here. Then we will simply move j as index. Okay, any greater as index. Okay, at this position, and then simply move j. Okay, and I also here, so I and j both are not smaller or greater, then simply j would be here and I would be here. So j is smaller, then it will simply not do anything. I is also greater than the pivot, it will not do anything. I is for smaller element, j is for greater element. Okay, then it will simply move here, and it will simply move here. Then it will simply check I is smaller than pivot or not. Yeah, it's smaller, then simply write here 3, and for j also it will write here basically here 12. Okay, so it will simply write, and we will move less and greater pointer. Less would be after 3 and greater would be after this at here. Okay, let me just make it big so you will get. Okay, less would be here and greater would be here. Okay, so the next j would be here, I would be here. Okay, so what would basically what we have to do, one thing not written, yeah, I've written out. Okay, so j would be here, it will simply check for lesser, no, then I would be here, no, then simply it will move here, and we will get this. Okay, so the both indexes will be end. Okay, one thing I am getting confused that I have taken this extra. Okay, that's why I'm thinking that. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so this would be of the same side, this answer would be of the same side as thumb side. Okay, so at last greater would be, basically you can see greater would be here and lesser would be here, and at last what we'll do, we will simply write the equal value. While less is smaller than equals to greater, then simply what we'll do, we will answer less will be this equals to what, pivot. Okay, we will simply update the remaining values with pivot element, that is 10. Okay, so simply we will write 10 and move this lesser to here, and we will write 10, and we will move whenever this will cross this, then simply the loop will exit. One thing I have not written, that here less plus plus. Okay, so that's the code basically. Okay, so you got the approach. What we have to do, this j is for smaller number, greater number, and I is for smaller number, and less is for lesser number, greater is for greater number. Okay, so this is whole we have to do. Okay, so I have opened the Leetcode. So here's the code I have written. So first we have initialized the less, greater. Okay, and then we have taken the answer. Okay, and the answer size is num.size. We have taken the loop I is equal to 0 and j from the last index and I for first index. Every time if the nums of I would check for smaller element and nums of j would check for greater element. Okay, so if there's nums of I smaller than pivot, then simply we will update the value at lesser, basically at less position, that is from 0. Okay, so, okay, then we will less plus plus, and here also greater for greater minus minus, and then after it is for equal values. Okay, so after the basically the equal values would be not in the array. Okay, we have seen, then this will simply update the equal value and we will return the answer at last. You can basically submit it. So yeah, it's accepted. Okay, so that's the question. Okay, you can see the time complexity also. Yeah, big of n, and you can see space complexity also big of n. Okay, so that's the question.